Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Munamind. Today, we're diving into the Future Jobs Report, and I'm about to share the top 10 fastest growing skills your child will need by 2030. Now, this is a really long report, mind you, so we aren't going to get into everything that's in there. We're going to focus specifically on the skills that will set your child apart in tomorrow's job market. And before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and save this video so you can share it with your friends later. So, let me explain what I mean by the 10 fastest growing skills by 2030. I'm going to reference the skills that are considered core skills right now and are expected to increase in importance during the next 5 years. Why should you care about this report? The World Economic Forum's Future Job Report is considered the gold standard for understanding workplace trends. They surveyed over 800 companies across 27 industries, representing more than 11 million workers globally. This isn't speculation, this is data from the companies that will actually be hiring your children in the future. When the world's largest employers tell us what skills they're prioritizing, we need to listen. So now let's get to the ranking. At number 10, we have systems thinking. This is actually a skill that many companies value a lot right now, especially in their leadership teams. Systems thinking is the ability to see the big picture, understanding how different parts of a complex system connect and influence each other. Instead of looking at problems in isolation, systems thinkers can identify patterns, anticipate consequences, and find solutions that work for the whole system, not just one piece. Number 9 is analytical thinking. This is the ability to break down complex information, identify patterns, and draw logical conclusions based on data and evidence. It's about asking the right questions, examining problems from multiple angles, and making decisions based on facts rather than assumptions. Think of it as being a detective for problems, gathering clues, analyzing evidence, and solving mysteries. Now we have number 8, talent management. This is the skill of identifying, developing, and maximizing human potential. It involves understanding people's strengths, helping them grow, and creating environments where everyone can do their best work. Even if your child doesn't become a traditional manager, they'll need to know how to collaborate effectively, mentor others, and bring out the best in their teams. Number 7 is leadership and social influence. This goes beyond just being in charge. It's about inspiring others, building trust, communicating vision, and creating positive changes. Social influence means understanding how to connect with people, building relationships, and motivating others towards common goals. In tomorrow's collaborative workplace, everyone needs leadership skills, not just the people with fancy titles. For number 6, we have curiosity and lifelong learning. This is the mindset of staying curious, asking questions, and continuously acquiring new knowledge and skills throughout your career. In a world where information changes rapidly, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn becomes more valuable than memorizing facts. It's more about maintaining that childlike wonder and turning it into a superpower for growth. As you can probably tell already, most of the skills we've listed so far represent human-centric skills. What does that mean? These are skills that technology simply cannot replace, and that's exactly where Munamind can help you enhance your child's development and potential. At Munamind, we provide courses and training for parents and caregivers that focus specifically on giving you practical strategies to use during your day-to-day life with kids at home that will support their overall development, but most importantly, the skills that will set them apart to become the leaders of tomorrow. If you want to learn more, go to munamind.com to join a flourishing community of families and caregivers with a future-forward mindset. I'll leave the link for you in the description box below. Okay, so back to our countdown. We have resilience, flexibility, and agility at number 5. I feel like these are 3 separate skills, but I can see how they're tightly woven together. Resilience is your ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep going when things get tough. Flexibility is adapting your approach when circumstances change. Agility is how quickly you can pivot and respond to new situations. Here's how they build on each other. Resilience gives you the emotional strength to handle change. Flexibility gives you the mental tools to adapt, and agility gives you the speed to implement those changes effectively. Together, they create what we call adaptive capacity. the ultimate survival skill for an uncertain future. Number 4 is my favorite one, creative thinking. This is the ability to generate original ideas, see new possibilities, and approach problems from unexpected angles. It's not just about being artistic, it's about innovation, imagination, and finding unique solutions. Creative thinkers can connect dots that others don't see, combine existing ideas in new ways, and bring fresh perspectives to any challenge. Number 3 is technological literacy. This means understanding how technology works, being comfortable with digital tools, and knowing how to learn new technologies quickly. It's not about becoming a programmer, it's about being fluent in the digital language of the future workplace. Think of it as being bilingual, but instead of speaking two human languages, you speak human and digital. Number 2 is networks and cybersecurity. This involves understanding how digital systems connect, communicate, and stay secure. As everything becomes more interconnected, knowing how to protect information and maintain secure connections becomes crucial. This skill is about being a digital guardian, protecting the systems and data that our world increasingly depends on. And finally, number 1, which will most probably not come as a surprise, is AI and big data. This means understanding how artificial intelligence works, how to interpret large amounts of information, and how to use these tools to make better decisions. It's about partnering with AI rather than being replaced by it, knowing how to ask the right questions and interpret the answers. So, obviously, because of the job market evolution trending toward technological innovation, we can see that the top 3 skills are technological skills. But what I find more interesting is that literally almost the entire list is composed of human-centric skills. I always say this, and I just can't stress it enough. I love saying it, in fact. The future is human-centric. Technology isn't here to replace humans, it's here to enhance human skills. So, yes, obviously the job market is going to shift, and there are jobs that will become less necessary, but new jobs will also appear, as is the natural cycle of evolution. In fact, let me know in the comments if you would like me to break down some of the jobs of the future. I have found some interesting information online. Some of the titles are wild and really funny, and I would love to review that for you as well. And before I go, I want to mention something that I find even more interesting. I don't want to be that person, but if you've seen my previous videos, you probably saw the one about debunking Gen Alpha myths and the scary information shared online about the decrease in math and literacy skills. Well, let me just read this little bit for you. The Future Jobs Report says, and I quote, "At the other end of the spectrum, respondents identified sensory processing abilities, reading, writing and mathematics, dependability and attention to detail, quality control, and global citizenship as among the most stable skills. However, a small net decline is anticipated in reading, writing, and mathematics." So yes, maybe Gen Alpha doesn't have the same reading, writing, and math skills that previous generations have, but guess what? They have more of the skills that are needed for the future job market. And I know that this might challenge our previous notions of academic success and skill relevance, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I want to hear from you. Which of these skills do you think is the most important for your child's future? And which ones are you most excited to help them develop? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.